My phone's weird. I don't like this part of my sweater. I like everything except for this part, even though it does keep the wind out when it's like really windy. Anyway, YouTube. Hey YouTube, it's me, Nezrak, and we're back with another episode of Nez's RE. Today I'm kind of bashing one of the guys I really like, and that's Jimmy Doore. Why am I bashing Jimmy Doore? And I want to say right now I don't enjoy like bashing Jimmy Doore. He's not in here. He's one of my more. I really like the dude. Like I think he's fucking hilarious. Honestly, like sometimes the shit he comes up with is fucking gold. Not only that, like he has a pretty decent perspective, and I agree with him that we need to really focus on the Democrats because they're really the problem, because they're going with this Republican shit. But he's so quick to dismiss everything as like propaganda. Like everything with Russia to him is just like instant propaganda. And to me it's like I think Jank is a little bit more informed on it, and Jimmy will probably still say, oh yeah, it's still propaganda, it's not like they couldn't fucking plant this or whatever. But I mean, be realistic here. I mean, let's really think about Vladimir Putin. Seriously think about Vladimir Putin and the shit he's done already. Okay? Do you really think that he wouldn't fucking, after the whole Ukraine thing, try to figure out a way to get back his $500 billion? Like it makes sense. Everything, the shit that they used to hack Hillary Clinton's emails was a Russian fucking keyboard. Like they found out that the keyboard they used was Russian. Like there's a whole bunch of fucking evidence that says like it's like a fucking trail of shit that leads to Russia, man. And Jimmy Doore is just so quick to blow it off. Now, he's got this video where he says CNN host can't say what law he broke, talking about Jeff Sessions, right? And he goes on this spew about fucking how it's all propaganda, and it's like, dude, Jeff Sessions met with like one of the top espionage dudes from Russia fucking twice. Okay? And then he lied about it. Why did he lie about it? Because it was one of the top fucking espionage dudes from fucking Russia that he met with. It's not like we don't know who this guy is. I forgot his name. I want to say something stupid like fucking Sergei Krasayakov or some shit like that. Like a straight up Russian name. Like a Russian name, you know? But it's like, man, like, Jimmy just jumps out there so fast. And he just instantly, it's bullshit, that I think he's losing sight of the fact that, you know, just because we have a bunch of bullshitters out there doesn't mean that, you know, this isn't bullshit. Like I don't think that going to war with Russia is a good idea. And I think the Democrats are probably going to be more hawkish on that than the Republicans. But I think the Republicans are in bed with the Russians, okay? And on the Russian side lies all the corporations and all this shit that pretty much is like international corporate takeover of you know, the U.S. and Russian governments. And guess what? If U.S. and Russia goes, China's fucking 90% there, 90% there anyway. So I mean, shit. If that happens, dude, it's a world takeover, man. It's a new world order. Like, I hate to say it like that. That sounds crazy. That sounds like conspiracy theorist crazy, and I'm far from that guy. But how the fuck does Jimmy Doore, like this dude that actually, I know he has a brain. I know he thinks, you know, I know he thinks fucking cognitively. Yeah, he's capable of critical thought, you know. But on this shit, man, he's been fucking dropping the ball. Jesus Christ. Like, I left a stupid comment on this video. I know it's stupid. And I know you guys are going to give me a bunch of shit. That's why I made this video, so I can link to it. So you guys can see I'm not some dude that's just like, fucking, oh, fuck you, Jimmy, blah, blah. And like trying to hate on the dude. I'm not hating on the dude. But what I am saying is, wake the fuck up, bro. There comes a point to where, you know, just because the evidence doesn't agree with the narrative that you have, you can't just dismiss it. Look at the fucking evidence, man. There's a ton of evidence there. And it's like, oh, if they release the evidence and it says this, and that's not illegal. Yeah, motherfucker, that's probably not illegal, but at the same time, those motherfuckers are gonna have to resign. Okay, there's still something that can be done. Don't just dismiss it as like, oh, well, they didn't break the law, so they're not gonna have to resign. No, they're gonna make them fucking resign. Okay? Because anybody who does business with them is gonna look just as dirty as they are. Okay, so I mean, think about that. Nobody's gonna want to fucking agree with that guy on anything. So they're gonna say, you know what? You're compromising the integrity of all of us. You need to leave. And if you don't think that's gonna happen, it's because you got your head so far up your ass that you just want to pretend that the way you think things will go are the way things will go. I'm gonna be honest. I could be guilty of that myself, but realistically, there's no way I see any John McCain, any fucking Ted Cruz, anybody who actually did have contact with Russians that were trying to get on with Donald Trump. Let's say fucking Ted Cruz talked to fucking like 2 Russian dudes, or the same Russian ambassador that fucking Jeff Sessions talked to twice, okay? Let's say that, you know, they both had 2 meetings with this guy. Ted Cruz is gonna keep his fucking mouth shut about it. Walk away this way. That's what he's gonna do. He's not gonna fucking touch that with a 10-foot pole. Fucking, and if he does get dragged into it, the first thing he's gonna say is, "Oh, I met with him and I told him to leave America alone. I won't bow down to Russia." Blah 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 blah. All that shit, you know, fucking. But I mean, at least he'll have the fucking brains to do it, you know, because there comes a point to where you have to realize that evidence is evidence. You can't say global warming is fucking real because of the evidence, and then say the whole shit with Russia is bogus just because half the people that are over there are saying it because they want to blame something else besides Hillary Clinton for Donald Trump being president. That's how I feel about it. I feel Jimmy feels the way he does because he thinks it's classic diversion, misdirection. They're just saying, oh, it's Russia, not Hillary. Yeah, it was Hillary, but it possibly could have been Russia, because I think, realistically, if any one of those things that really fucked her up weren't there, so A, let's say if the email scandal never happened, okay, that would never, she would have won the election, okay? Let's say the Benghazi whole situation was handled differently or whatever, and the Republicans really lost a lot of support and she gained even more support, which she kind of did. But I mean, let's say like that Benghazi thing didn't have cult followers, okay? Let's say it was debunked well enough to where Republicans were like, it didn't fucking, what the fuck, you know? It's not what the fuck they're making it out to be. Because they said he got raped and this, that, and the other. Like, they made it sound so fucking terrible, okay? But let's say fucking those people didn't exist. She would have won the election. And that's with, you know, the fucking email still there. Let's say James Comey didn't come out the last week between fucking the last debate and election day and say we're reopening the investigation on Hillary Clinton on completely bogus bullshit. Let's say that didn't happen. She would have won the fucking election, dude. Okay? Let's say Hillary Clinton wasn't a total cunt and fucking actually went to Wisconsin. We would have won the election. Okay? Like, and it wouldn't have been us. We wouldn't have won, because we would have still lost, because I supported Bernie, okay? And fucking they shafted Bernie. But I mean, like, realistically, if Hillary Clinton didn't have her head so far up her ass, she'd be president right now. But she was just so busy smelling her own farts, man, and just she had to get that deep in that shit to where she couldn't hear nothing that was around her. So anyway, I don't know. You guys can get mad. I know fucking, you know, some of you Jimmy Doore fans are just like brainwashed sock puppets. If he says something, you can completely agree with it 100%. And I know that's kind of a harsh critique, you know, but there are some of you guys out there that are like that. But I mean, like, those guys exist on all sides. I'm not hating on those dudes. I'm just saying, like, you know, that's my opinion. Alright? You don't have to respect it. You don't have to agree with it. But it fucking exists. I almost got done with this. It fucking exists and there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, well, there is something you can do about it. Tell me why this is all full of shit. Because, I mean, all that evidence is there, dude. it's there. And if you want me to source it all, you could literally, like, Jank talked about this shit. If you know who Jimmy Doore is, you know who Jank is. Like, Jank talked about this shit, dude. Like, he was like, yeah, dude, like, they found out the keyboard they used was Russian. I want to say the IP address was somewhere that was Russian. You know, like, I want to say all these things, like, we have, like, a fucking humongous paper trail. It's like somebody stole your work truck that you used to paint houses with, and you follow the trail of paint, and you have these people telling you, like, when you see the paint truck, you know, sitting over there with the trail leading that way, you know, people telling you, oh, well, that's not your paint truck. How do you know? Well, you're just trying to distract from the fact that the paint, it's your fault the paint truck got stolen. Like, that, like, that's what it's like. That's a perfect analogy right there, you know? Like, people just, pull your head out your ass for a minute, Jimmy. And I know you're probably going to let me have it. I don't mind. Getting roasted by Jimmy Doore would be kind of cool, honestly. Anyway, YouTube, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like and subscribe. Deuces.